हे उपब्रह्मणे किं सत्यञ्जलो किं पुरुधानपात्र्या दिग्वल्कलादो सति किं दुकूले सत्यांशितो किं कशिपो प्रयासे बाहो स्वसिद्धे है उपब्रह्मणे किं सत्यञ्जलो किं पुरुधानपात्र्या दिग्वल्कलादो सति किं दुकूले सत्यांशितो किं कशिपो प्रयासे बाहो स्वसिद्धे है उपब्रह्मणे किं सत्यञ्जलो किं पुरुधानपत्र्या दिग्वल्कलादो सति किं दुकूले Anybody would like to recite? Okay. Lot of power cuts are there in Bangalore. Okay. So what to it meaning? In translation, purport by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Satyam, being in possession. Kashito, earthly flats. Kim, where is the necessity? Kashipoho, of beds and cots. Prayasehe, endeavoring for. Baho, the arms. Swasiddhe, being self-sufficient. He, certainly. Upabrahmane, bed and bedstead. Kim, what is the use? Sati, being present. Anjalo, the palms of hands. Kim, what is the use? Pur- Purudha, varieties of. Anna, eatables. Patra, by the utensils. Dek, open space. Valkalado, skins of trees. Sati, being existent. Kim, what is the use of? Dukulehe, clothes. Translation. I think you can reduce the volume, echo is too much. When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of cots and beds? When one use his own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? When one use the palms of hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? When there is ample covering or the skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing? Purport. Volume is too much and the echo is also very high. The necessities of life for the protection and comfort of the body must not be unnecessarily increased. Human energy is spoiled in a vain search after such illusory happiness. If one is able to lie down on the floor, then why should one endeavor to get a good bedstead or soft cushion to lie on? If one can rest without any pillow and make use of the soft arms endowed by nature, there is no necessity of searching after a pillow. If we make a study of the general life of the animals, we can see that they have no intelligence for building big houses, furniture, and other household paraphernalia, and yet they maintain a healthy life by lying down on the open land. They do not know how to cook or prepare foodstuff, yet they still live healthy lives more easily than human beings. This does not mean that human civilization should revert to animal life or that human beings should live naked in the jungles without any culture, education, and sense of morality. An intelligent human cannot live the life of an animal. Rather, man should try to utilize his intelligence in arts and science, poetry and philosophy. In such a way, he can further the progressive march of human civilization. But here the idea given by Srila Sukadeva Goswami is that is that the reserve energy of human life, which is far superior to that of animals, should simply be utilized for self realization. Advancement of human civilization must be towards the goal of establishing our lost relationship with God, which is not possible in any form of life other than human. One must realize the nullity of material phenomena, considering them a passing phantasmagoria, and must endeavor to to make a solution to the miseries of life. Self complacence with a polished type of animal civilization geared up to sense gratification is delusion. I'll read this line again. Sense complaisance with a polished type of animal civilization. Polished type of animal civilization geared to sense gratification is delusion, and such a civilization is not worthy of the name. In pursuit of such activities, a human being is in the clutches of Maya or illusion. Great sages and saints in the days of yore, were not living in palatial buildings furnished with good furniture and so called amenities of life. They used to live in the huts and groves and sit on the flat ground, and yet they have left immense treasures of high knowledge with all perfection. Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami were high ranking ministers of state, but they were able to leave behind them immense writings on transcendental knowledge while living under a succession of trees, deciding for only one night underneath each tree. They did not live even 2 nights under the same tree, and what to speak of living in well furnished rooms with modern amenities. And still, they were able to give us important literatures of self realization. The so called comforts of life are not actually helpful for progressive civilization. Rather, they are detrimental to such progressive life. In the system of Sanatan Dharma, of the four divisions of social life and four orders of progressive realization, there are ample opportunities and sufficient directions for a happy termination of progressive life. And the sincere followers are advised herein to accept a voluntary life of renunciation in order to achieve the desired goal of life. That is Krishna Prem. If one is not accustomed to abiding by the life of renunciation and self abnegation from the beginning, one should try to get into the habit at a later stage of life, as recommended by Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and that will help one to achieve the desired success. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुसे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, I seek blessings of all the devotees, especially the senior devotees, so that something I can speak in glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this verse that is being spoken is even high for me also, actually, to practice practically, actually. But what is the use of, pillow if the soft arms are there? By the way, I use pillow actually. I'm conditioned to use pillow, and I use nice bed also to sleep in the night. So it is beyond my, adhikar to speak, but I will try to repeat the lectures that I have heard yesterday and day before yesterday of, Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master. So in this particular, purport, in the, talking about the contest, second, like if you see entire Srimad Bhagavatam, you know, the version that is written by Srila Vyasadeva is not the version that he taught to Sukadeva Goswami, but rather he taught to Sukadeva Goswami taught to Parikshit Maharaj, and the says Sutta Goswami and all the other sages, and then Sutta Goswami narrates it to the sages of Nemisaranya, the Sonakadi rishis. And that is the version that, Vyasadeva is writing of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can see the humility of Vyasadeva actually. At the same time, it gives another important lesson to us that the knowledge in the disciplic succession never gets changed. You know, the disciple of disciple, whatever he spoke, that is the thing that is written by the spiritual master actually. Now, Vyasadeva is writing, his disciple is Sukadeva Goswami, and his disciple is Sutta Goswami. So what a Sutta Goswami is saying, that he is writing actually as Srimad Bhagavatam. You know. So this is the glory of our past Acharya. They were Shruti Dhar. The message actually never got changed actually in the disciplic succession actually. That's the first lesson that we learn. So now Sukadeva Goswami actually from first chapter he starts speaking and he starts encouraging Parikshit Maharaj that what is the use of living a very long duration of life if you don't live qualitatively. you know there are trees in the American jungle, redwood forest. Those trees are living more than 5,000 years old actually. They are living since Krishna disappeared from this material world actually. But what is the use of such a long duration of life actually, if the quality is not there? On the other hand, there are great personalities who lived a very short duration of life, but they left a great impact on the society. Like Shankaracharya lived for how many years? 32 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 42 years, but great impact actually on the society actually. Correct or no? So quality of life is more important than the long duration of life actually. Nowadays people, they go to a hospital, they get admitted actually on the ventilator, and on the ventilator also they remain for months together actually. The ventilator is breathing for them because they don't have capacity to breathe, so the ventilator breathes for them, and then in the hospital only they die, leaving behind a long bill for the children actually to pay in the hospital actually. So I'm not saying that one should not have health insurance and things like that, or one should not take treatment, but the purpose of human form of life is lost actually in securing all these endeavors. And after all, also the destination is same. That is what Prabhupada is talking here in this purport. What is the destination? Death. In the Vaishnava song also, Prabhupada was saying that. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying. What is the destination? Ultimate destination? Death only. Correct or no? So, in case the ultimate destination is going to be the same only, then why to work so hard? See, sometimes it so happens that by our endeavors, the destination may change. You know, like for example, like I studied in Navodaya, and I met a person called Monish Pabrai actually. He's an Indian American businessman, and his goal of life was that somehow or other he should help India to grow in its material prosperity actually. I think you can reduce little volume, Ravi Prabhu. So he wanted to help actually. And so he wanted to wipe out actually poverty from India. So he thought, what way I can do? So he was searching, he was doing little research. So he thought, okay, if I give food to poor people, they'll eat one day, and next day again with the bowl they'll come and ask for food. So he thought, I will take out actually, the children who are from, middle age or middle class families, or those who are from lower middle class families, and those who are from poor family, and I'll educate them and I'll give them job For one life, no more problems actually. So he went to this Mr. Anand, Super 30 actually, and he asked him, instead of Super 30, you make it Super 300. I will sponsor the students' money and things like that. And then he said, no, 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 I don't want to dilute it. My name and fame will go down. But you can copy my model. I'm ready to help you actually in the same way. Then he said, okay, what way I can do? Then he suggested him that there are Navodayas. In every district, there is one school called Navodaya, and they give, residential facility actually for the students to study. And 80% of those students are actually from rural background and from, lower middle class families or from the, poor families like that. And they are given free education actually, English medium, the two high class education system actually, like that. So you can select students from there. So he started actually one, foundation called Dakshana Foundation, started giving coaching to, students free of cost. So I was the recipient of the mercy of, this Mr. Monish Pabrai. No, by the way, he's such a rich personality, earns billions and billions of dollars, but still he's like very down to earth. He'll come to the, with the students, he'll, sit on the floor, with the students, he'll eat with them on the pattal actually, normal pattal actually. Not only he, his wife and his two daughters. And he made actually association like this of many, many personalities. There is another personality called Prem Vatsa. He is one of the richest personality in Canada actually. So he also gives huge amount of donation to this, Monish Pavra to run, this kind of institutes. So he started actually with 50 students. So during our time, he used to select 50 students all over India. And then eventually now he started selecting, you know, the year that is going on, that many, number of students is the goal of his life to send into IITs and NITs. Like now the current year is going on 2026. So his goal is to send 2026 students to, NITs and IITs and, MBBS and different, top institutes actually like that. So he started selecting 50 students. Now he's selecting almost like 5,000 students. Just imagine how much amount of money is required. Free, coaching, high class coaching education actually. Not even 1 rupee you have to pay for the books or, for the education or the teachers or the pen, notebook. Everything is free of cost. Stay, food, everything, total free actually. And he doesn't demand that, once you get job, then you repay me back or something like that. Nothing. Free of cost. Doesn't demand anything, doesn't ask anything actually. So I was very much impressed actually by him. And I thought once I'm done with my job, I will dedicate my life actually for, such a great cause like that. But then I was hijacked by Prabhupada and his teachings actually, fortunately. Because Prabhupada said that one lifetime you can, supply food, but next lifetime again, no. And then millions and trillions and billions of lifetimes actually one will be coming to this material world and taking birth. What about those lives? So if you can send one living entity back home, back to Godhead, it is much, much better than, any other social service that one can do actually. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would make very bold statements. He would say that a pujari who is, ringing bell in the temple is, billions and trillions of time much better than thousands of, you know, the social service people who are doing so much of social service actually. You know, so of course, ISKCON also does social service. I myself is involved in social service, but our goal of social service is also actually to bring, back the living entities back to Krishna, like that. So the point is that actually there are many people actually who are trying to do so many things, but ultimate destination is death only. So, all these people actually whom we are trying to serve, whom we are trying to act for, whom we are trying to, work hard like anything actually, more than even the donkeys. The destination is death. And they will also be cheated and we will also be cheated. So the human form of life rather should be utilized for higher standard of life actually. So Sukadev Goswami is actually encouraging Parikshit Maharaj that you have renounced everything and you have come in, one single cloth, copin actually, and sitting here and hearing the glories of the Lord. This is the best thing that you are doing actually. And he is saying that actually, don't get discouraged that there are other kings who are competitor of yours who are living very, nicely, comfortably in palatial buildings and all. He said, what is the use of working hard? If you can have your two arms as pillow, then what is the use of, so much hard work to uh, get those things and then continue the cycle of birth, old age, death, and disease. Actually, like that he speaks actually. So there are many important things that are spoken in this particular sloka. That Prabhupada is saying that one should not work hard, more than like donkeys, in order to get these material facilities, and after all, one will not be able to utilize also. And that is the typical case scenario that we see actually. Many of the software engineers they work hard like anything day in and day out, and other people also, and they think that actually I will enjoy once I get married. Till then let me work hard and accumulate money and earn money and this that and everything. But by the time they get married, actually, back pain starts. No, uh, digestion problem starts. They cannot eat. They don't have sufficient time to eat because they did so much of austerity during their study time or engineering time or their job life. Now the system is not helping actually to do even little bit sense gratification now. So more or less time goes actually in consulting doctors and this that and everything. So the artificial standards of life actually uh, simply waste the human form of life. Now you can tell me what all different ways, what all in different artificial ways actually people waste their human form of life. You can tell me better than me actually. They increase their so-called artificial standards so much that finally they feel that they have no time. Like I'll give one practical example. Yesterday only I met a personality. No, by the way, his income is almost 10 to 15 lakh rupees per month just by rent. He doesn't have to go out and earn money. He has many buildings actually within Bangalore, and his income every month the writer is there. He will collect money and give him actually. He'll come and give the accounts. He has CA and everybody hired for him. Practically speaking, nobody is there in his life. No, his wife and children, they have already abandoned him and they left him and they went away. He's the only personality in his family. Huge house. Now this is like our temple hall is 3,000 square feet. Now his house is 3,000 square feet, and it is duplex, ground floor and first floor. Only one personality is staying in that entire house. So I was speaking to him, discussing him with him different things and all. So since many days I've been trying to discuss spiritual subject matter with him, and I was telling him that previously I proposed him that we can start on 10 minutes every day one sloka of Bhagavad Gita reading and all. He said, yes, yes, actually, it's very important. I understand the importance of Bhagavad Gita. I understand the importance of spiritual practices and all. But somehow or other, I'm not able to take out time. Life is very busy and, I'm having this, I'm having that. I said, okay, then what is your schedule? He said, early morning, I get up around 7 o'clock. And then, I go for a walk for 2 hours. I come back by 9 o'clock, take a bath. Then, I take my breakfast. Then I take, around 2 hours nap. After breakfast because I go for a long walk. I'm tired, by the way. You understand, right? Like that you were saying. And then after that, he was saying that. Then I said, okay, after that, then by the time lunchtime is there, then I take lunch. My cook comes, he cooks actually lunch for me. And first, actually, I have to think for 15-20 minutes that what should he cook. He had to give suggestion because I should be able to digest at the same time. It should be tasty also. And I said, okay, what next? And then by the time, post lunch again, there is, rest time. But since morning already I've taken nap, so I don't feel so much sleepy. But then, I have to watch, the news and this, that, and everything. I said, okay. Then what else you do? Then I have to connect actually to different people actually. In the society, my friends are there, relatives are there, this, that, this, that. So I have to give some time to them. So 1 or 2 hours goes in just talking with them. Then next 1-2 hours actually I spend with the CA and with the writer and all. How the accounts going on? How are the business is going on? Where else I should build a building? Now he's planning to build another building actually, very close by only actually. And he was saying that actually he want to build a lake view building. So the ground floor and first floor, second floor will be for commercial purpose, and the top floor will be for my own house and actually for my own utilities and all. So I said, okay, then next what else you do? Then evening time again for walk. I go another for 1 hour walk and then come back and I watch a movie. And by the time dinner time is there, and then I take dinner. Then I play cards actually with my friends. So I play cards and then I take rest. Said, yeah, very busy schedule, but at least 10 minutes can you take out, please? He said, give me a month time. I'll think about it and let you know. Just imagine, this person he has so much of time. Like you, we are all laughing, right? Right? Correct or no? That he's practically doing nothing actually. Full day is free only. Useless work is doing. 10 minutes he's not able to take out actually for his own soul. Like so, we may be laughing at him actually, but seeing our situation actually, the pure devotees they laugh at how we utilize our life. We keep fighting actually for small petty things. Keep worrying actually for small insignificant things that which are we ourselves also know that actually has got no importance after all. Like suppose some devotee comes and speaks little harshly to us. So 2 or 3 days just goes in meditation that thinking about that only. Why did he behave like this? Why is the way these devotees they don't have little bit maturity also how to deal with people this that and all, like the mind keeps giving so many actually ifs buts this that and all. So, one thing that I understood, that it is all, after all, actually the game of uncontrolled mind. So that is why the yoga system, any yoga system for that matter we take, actually the goal or the beginning of the yoga system is actually to control mind. In case, you know, we are not able to control the mind, then we are simply getting cheated actually by the whims and the fancies of the mind. And the mind actually takes to the tour of the entire universe. Like the other day, when we went to Dwarka Yatra, Avdut Nimai Prabhu was telling very nice point. When we are sitting and chanting in japa, that time we may see a devotee, who is having bead bag, and in the bead bag, actually the that sakshi mala is there, right? So the pearl in that sakshi mala may be of blue color. From there, you may remember your blue color T-shirt. From there, you may remember that the room that I'm sitting in actually painted of Krishna, blue color only again. Then you remember from there the sky. From there, you may remember, you know, your mother's sari of blue color, and then you may remember that actually mother did not like blue color which I purchased for him, mother or wife or whoever relative and all. And from there, actually, because of that, so much argument happened. And by the time 45 minutes passed by. What happened to the chanting? Everyone in the background, or we are sleeping. We are in another state of samadhi. This is how actually the mind cheats us. Correct or no? So those who endeavor to, control the mind, they only understand that how difficult it is to control the mind. If you go and tell the materialistic people that actually it's very difficult to control the mind, they say they will laugh at you. What? It's difficult to control the mind. I am a Suddha Bhakta, I am pure devotee. I know how to control my mind. Because they are completely controlled by mind, so they don't understand only that it is, they are, they are supposed to control the mind actually. But the sadhaka bhaktas actually, at least we understand that actually it is very important to control the mind. Now, how to control the mind? Actually, the very simple first principle that one should follow as sadhaka in one's life is regulated lifestyle. The acharyas time and again they have given us as regulated lifestyle. So that's the first thing, first and foremost thing that we are supposed to practice. In case we don't practice this, regulated lifestyle, again we are falling actually to the whims and fancies of the mind. And the mind will give so many practical, things, that this is why you are not supposed to attend morning program actually. Just now you are married, so you have duties for your wife to be performed. You have duties for your children to be performed. You have duties for your body to be performed. That is why you cannot attend morning program. Like this, the mind will give hundreds and thousands of logical reasons actually. But all logics will fail at the time of death. One should understand. That is why it is said that one, in case you want to practice, you want to progress in Krishna consciousness, one should remember death. That death can come at any point of time. Then one will not become attached to the so-called roles and responsibilities of the material world actually. Rather, one will take actually the spiritual uh, responsibility or the spiritual endeavors very seriously actually. But what happens with us? We don't remember actually death at any time, or we don't remember actually the temporariness of this material world, and we take our endeavors to be too serious actually. That my endeavors matters a lot, but believe me, our endeavors matter nothing in the material world. There have been great kings, great emperors who have done lot of so-called significant things, but now those things are not remembered even by the insignificant personalities also in the material world. Like I remember near to my house, there is a series of mountain series called Aravali Parvatmala. So this Aravali actually, like there are many series of mountains in India. Aravali there, Nilgiri there, Udaygiri there, Shivalik is there, then Himalaya is there. Like that, many are there. And before coming to Krishna consciousness, actually I had the liking or goal of life actually to going to all these different mountains and doing trekking and all. And I had been to many places. I had been to Aravali, I had been to Shivalik, Udaygiri, Nilgiri, and then many of the mountain names also you might not have heard, but I had been actually to these places and did a lot of trekking and walking and this that and all. Trekking means simply walk and come back. That's all, nothing else. No joy, no joy of going with the devotees and doing kirtan and things like that. There is nothing parallel to it. So this Aravali Parvatmala is there. So there was a king actually, and this king actually was the helper or the next king after the Jaipur kings. So Jaipur king was Man Singh. So Man Singh was assistant to the Mughal kings, and this king actually was, assistant to this Man Singh and Jai Singh and all these. So he had built special palace with with the most advanced bombs. Also, you cannot destroy actually. You know because the Aravalli Parvatmala is there under the mountain. If you blast it actually with biggest of the bombs actually, like America has B-2 bombers. B-2 bomber means up to 100 meter or up to 200 meter layer of earth crust can be destroyed with that B-2 bomber. You know lot of research we have done previously. So these B-2 bombers, even if the B-2 bomber is also striked actually at that particular mountain, it is almost, his palace is almost like, the mountain is there. The mountain itself is like, maybe around 300 meters in the height. And below that, 200 meter, almost 500 meter actually, below the earth crust actually, the palace is there and huge palace. But in this palace now, who are staying? Only bats. And people go once in a while for taking excursion, school children and all. That king was there, and sometime all these people actually, those guide people will be there, no. So that king's name was actually I'm forgetting. Chandrabhan Singh actually, that king's name was. And last time, before coming to Krishna consciousness, when I was in 10th class, when I went, I did little, study of this one in the history book and all. So I went with the guide. Our entire school actually went for the guide because we went, for excursion and things like that. When we went there, we asked the, guide that, who built this, that and all. Then he was saying that actually, Chandraman Singh built it. So from Chandrabhan Singh, he made it Chandraman Singh actually. So the name is only changed actually. And there was subsequently the third son of this king who has built it. Now he has kept his photos and all, saying that actually I am the one who built it. Sri Sri Radha Madhav Bhagwan ki jai, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai. So he is the one actually who is saying that actually I am the one who finished it. So my name and glory should be spread over. Now the government of India actually, it has come under, what is that called? Uh, Monuments, like heritage site actually it has become. So the government in India has removed all those things, and now it is maintained by government of India. Nobody knows actually the king name and things like that. At one point of time, it is the thing that was known actually in India. At one point of time, it was most protective. Killa. Killa is called actually the fort, most protective fort actually. In fact, Nadir Shah, this Muhammad Ghazni, and all these personalities, they attacked a lot on North India, but this particular region was never attacked actually. Why? Because he protected. The king protected him and his citizens very nicely. Of course, he did his duties very nicely, but I'm saying that now nobody knows. Now today I told you, otherwise none of you are knowing, correct? So the so-called significant things are also not remembered, even the most insignificant personalities. And you know the material fever increases more and more, you know by the so-called education system that today in the modern day, that the modern education system is trying to teach. So the modern education system is pumping the false ego which is already blown up like anything, you know and pumping it and increasing actually to such an extent that a person lives in the atmosphere, or lives in the universe of his false ego only, thinking that actually he is the most important and significant personality in this entire universe. But the scriptures, they teach us how significant we are. You know. So what is the size of the soul? Kesagara Satabhagasya. So 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair. That is the size of the soul actually. That is how significant we are. Correct? So you all know the famous pastime of Tamal Krishna Maharaj. You are thinking that, for us, to teach us, Prabhupada gave him the analogy that, Mahavishnu is there, and from the body of Mahavishnu there are, infinite number of universes are coming. From those infinite number of universes, one in, most, you know, smallest universe is our universe, because our Brahma has four heads only. And from there, in that, also there are hundreds and thousands of planets. Some of their names we don't know only. And out of those planets, one dot planet, is Earth. In that also there are like so many, continents, seven continents are there. Out of that, so many countries are there. And a small country, India, or that time America, Prabhupada was telling. And in that, so many, states, so many cities. Out of those cities, so many lanes are there. Out of those lanes, so many houses are there. Out of those houses, one small house is, the ISKCON building. And in that also, so many devotees are doing, there. And out of those devotees, one devotee thinks that he is the center of the universe. This is how significant we are. So when we understand our insignificance, then we know that actually our endeavors in this material world to improve the situation of the material world will not at all matter. Now, does that mean that we live in depression? That anyway, I'm so insignificant, I'm so insignificant. But the beauty is we are so insignificant. But our endeavors to please Krishna actually are so quite significant for him. Just imagine that is the greatness of Krishna. That we are so insignificant and he is so significant, but still he takes our endeavors to achieve him very significantly. So that is greatness of Krishna. So the more we understand this greatness of Krishna, renouncing the material world is very easy. But the more we understand, more we think or meditate on our own greatness, how my endeavors matters a lot, how important or significant personality I am. To that degree, it is very difficult actually to surrender to Krishna or to follow the path of Krishna consciousness actually. So devotees, as a devotees, it is our duty to understand the greatness of Krishna and to understand our insignificance actually. And then meditate actually on the reality that actually even as an insignificant living entity, Krishna loves me so much. My endeavors to serve him matters. Then we become responsible. And whatever we are doing, we become very happy and blissful. That actually Krishna is noticing it. So the goal of life is not renunciation alone. The goal of life is actually renounce everything except Krishna. Because apart from Krishna, nothing else belongs to us. Like one devotee approached Krishna and Krishna and Poo and said, Prabhuji, you became brahmachari, you renounced everything actually. And Krishna and Poo said, you are a bigger renouncer than us. You know why? Because you renounce Krishna only. So we don't have anything actually to renounce. We have only one thing to renounce. What is that? Our false ego that something belongs to us. Or the misconception that we have something to renounce. No, that is the only thing actually that we have to renounce. And just depend on Krishna. And just meditate on this particular aspect that how Krishna is so merciful. How insignificant we are, but still the endeavors of that insignificant living entity to serve that almighty supreme personality of Godhead, the all significant personality, for whom thousands and millions and billions and trillions of servants are waiting to serve him, still our endeavors, small, insignificant endeavors, matters actually. Or he considers those endeavors. So sincerely we should try to serve Krishna, not trying to take shortcuts in our services and not trying to take actually shortcuts to increase our comforts in the material world. Rather, actually in the spiritual endeavors, our endeavors should be more detailed, not shortcut oriented. Like in the material world, actually everybody wants to have shortcut so that they can achieve more and more. Same things may happen in the spiritual practices also. One may want to do shortcut in the morning program. Prabhuji, what time I am supposed to come so that I am not sent out of the center? What is the time? 4:30 you are supposed to report. And if you don't report 4:30 for regularly, then I may be sent out and all. So we take out shortcut. 4:30 means 4:30. 59 in the time to attend morning program. So 59 or 58 only I end or I enter in the temple hall. This is shortcut. Then till what time I'm supposed to be there in the morning program? Till 8:30. 8:30 dot. Probably time हो गया अब निकलते हैं इधर से. You know. So if one takes shortcuts in the spiritual practices, like that we are doing service, we are doing vessel washing. So we do shortcut, quickly, जल्दी जल्दी wash करके रख दो, you know. But you can do quickly, but do it nicely actually. The vessel should be clean. It should not happen that the vessel is having, some particles remaining of yesterday's and things and all. And then in the same vessel things are cooked, Krishna will not be happy actually. Because the endeavor of insignificant living entity to serve the significant personality matters. Correct? No? So having that consciousness, if we put our endeavor while doing our services, in detail we should try to know the pastimes of the Lord. In detail we should try to know actually Srimad Bhagavatam. In detail we should try to know the details of the services also. Then actually we will become absorbed in the spiritual subject matter. Otherwise we will take shortcuts in the spiritual practices and we'll keep working hard more than even the donkeys in the material world actually. So to the degree we inquire about the details of service, to the degree we inquire about the details of the pastimes of the Lord, to the degree we inquire about the details of services to the Lord, to that degree actually we become significant to the Lord. Our endeavors become significant to the Lord. So Her Holiness Randan Maharaj says very nice important thing that details are the signs of love. Details are the signs of love. To the degree we take care of the details while doing our services, to the degree we are showing our love to Krishna actually. Not that, Prabhuji, I don't know only how I'm supposed to do. So any service that is given to us, you know, if we do it with details, inquire with details actually, then Krishna also supplies that intelligence to us within the heart. And then actually we will become blissful. you know and the other side is there, the renouncing part is there, that is automatically taken care when we take care of the details of the services that are given to us. And eventually, whatever services we do, the details become so much that the material life become insignificant, which is anyway insignificant actually, and the spiritual endeavors become all significant actually. This is the secret to renounce actually the material spirit that we work for. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comments? Any of you have? Like, quick questions or comments? Yes, bro. So Rishikesh Puri is asking very nice question that there should be some threshold to control the mind. You know, some limit to this much only I will control Prabhu. Beyond that तो छोड़ दो यार. Correct है कितना पीछे पड़ेगा हमारे. So like that. See, the more you control the mind and engage it in the service of the Lord, more you become blissful, more it becomes friend of yours. But in the initial stages, when anartha nivritti process is going on, controlling mind becomes a tough task. Rather, it appears like a poison. It appears like too much. अभी कुछ ज्यादा हो गया, अभी थोड़ा बाहर जाना है, ऑक्सीजन लेके आना है. And we do take off oxygen of what? Sense gratification. So that is why the acharyas have recommended for us regulated lifestyle. So we follow regulated lifestyle. We don't give up completely sense gratification also. Otherwise, we cannot live only. Correct, no? The material body is there. Some sort of sense gratification is required. So limited sense gratification or regulated sense gratification is allowed for the body. Like for example, you may like chow mein. So you can tell Vikas Prabhu, please cook chow mein. Now Vikas Prabhu may not cook chow mein every day for you. Correct? He may cook once in a month. So be happy with that. Correct, no? So regulated lifestyle helps us actually to control the mind. And the more you feel that actually your mind is under your control, the more you will experience happiness and bliss. Understanding, na? Like for example, I'll give an example. Let's say somebody is addicted to smoking drink, smoke cigarette like anything. Okay. And smokes maybe 10 or 15 packs every day minimum. He's chain smoker. You know chain smoker? Chain smoker means every 10 minutes minimum they have to smoke a cigarette. So we had a professor in NITK, high class teaching actually, but he was a chain smoker. Every 10 minutes he'll take a puff break. He'll go, he'll write a question on the board and he'll just go out in between, smoke and come back. Like that. Then chain smoker. But we are not attached to smoking, correct? For us, it's like, why did they give up smoking, na? Correct or no? So like that, the pure devotee feel like for us. When we ask that, Prabhuji, what threshold? No, mind ka control karna hai. Correct, na? Yes or no? So what I'm saying is, we may not, let's say we have to go to the third floor or terrace toilet bathroom is there. You cannot just jump. Prabhuji, आज jump करूंगा कल पहुंच जाऊंगा. No, we have to go step by step. So it takes small, significant, small steps, but those steps should be also in regulated way, you know, under the guidance, and then at the same time, happily you are able to do it, blissfully you are able to do. Like early you should get up early morning. Here everybody is getting up early morning, so easy, easy. Everybody is sleeping early, so easy. Everybody is taking prasadam on time, so easy. Correct or no? So living in the association of devotees and then following regulated lifestyle is very easy to control the mind. Correct or no? Externally speaking, at least in the big initial stages, and then we do other things also, spiritual practices also. For example, chanting the holy name of the Lord. reading of the scriptures, by which mind, the spiritual intelligence get nourished. And with the spiritualized intelligence, it is very easy to control the mind. If you just want to say no, neti, neti, neti to the mind, then very tough. So that is why we don't cut off the entire sense gratification of the body that is required actually. Whatever limited, regulated sense gratification that is required for the body, that is allowed, and remaining time we do our spiritual endeavors. Fine, no? So that helps actually to control the mind. The controlled mind is the way to experience happiness. Now this person who is addicted to smoke, do chain smoking every day, minimum 15 packs. Now is he more happy or you are more happy? Of course, Prabhu, we are more happy. What you are saying? Correct, no? So like that, a person who has fully controlled his mind is most happy. So you want to become happy or no? You want to become blissful or no? That is the secret. Okay? So I'm not saying that today only become Suddha Bhakta. That should be our goal. Okay? And small, small endeavors we should perform to achieve that goal. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. I could understand. I'll repeat the question. You can tell. Okay. So very nice question by Abhay going through. Is the question is now Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam is glorifying the trees in Vrindavan who are providing the shade and serving selflessly actually to the human society. At the same time, here Sukadeva Goswami also is speaking that what is the use of long duration of life if it is not connected to Krishna. So the reconciliation actually is on two platforms. First thing is actually uh, anything that we see in the material world, we learn a lesson and apply in our life in order to serve Krishna. Like if you see when Prahlad Maharaj meets, this Avduta. The Avduta also has 24 gurus. You know, but those 24 gurus are, one among those gurus is Bumblebee. You know, because the Bumblebee performs so much of hard endeavor actually, and collects actually the honeybee and everything, the honey, and then goes to different pollens, different flowers, collect the nectar and brings and collects it. But at the end, who takes it away? The person who is wanting the honey. He just comes, ignites some smoke. The honeybee becomes blind, and it has to fly off. And the person takes actually all these things. So the lesson that he learns that actually I need not work too hard in the material world in order to get the things, and finally I don't enjoy also those things. Understanding, no? At the same time, the honey, that is offered to Krishna is most glorious. All those honeybees, all those personalities, all those flowers also will get benefited. Whatever honey is being offered to Krishna, actually. So in relation with Krishna, anything becomes glorious. So all these trees which Krishna is glorifying in Vrindavan, they are not ordinary trees actually. They are in Vrindavan. First thing that we have to understand. They are not, the trees that we are having here. Another thing is the tree is living very long life of selflessness. And the lesson that we are supposed to learn is of selflessness, not that we become tree and live in the material world, continue the cycle of birth, old age, death, and disease. The lesson is what? We should become selfless and continue the cycle, continue our services to Krishna. So if you see, Bhagavad Gita very nicely it describes first level of surrender, the highest epitome of, performance of devotional service is that one should perform devotional service in the spiritual world to the Lord round the clock 24 hours. If you are not able to do, we are in the material world by default, you know, or because of the circumstance, situation, or whatever, or unfortunate situation, we are here in the material world. So we are not able to do that. Then one should perform actually, Raganoga Bhakti here. Now Raganoga Bhakti, we may not be on that level. So then the next level that Krishna recommends is sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means we are not able to do that also. And then one should perform, karma yoga. One is not able to do that. One should renounce the fruit of one's action. At least act selflessly in the material world. So these are the different ladders or different levels that one should actually, work upon. That so suppose somebody is already living a life of Krishna consciousness, and he may be cooking actually bhoga and offering to the Lord. Externally speaking, for outsiders, it may appear that actually you are offering, you are only eating. It may be appearing very selfish activity. Correct or no? But this is the highest or glorious activity that one can do actually. So suppose somebody comes and says to this devotee that Prabhu, you are supposed to live a selfless life. What you are doing, you're simply offering to Krishna and eating yourself. No, you live a life of selflessness actually. Go outside and work, cook for others and you feed them actually. Is that the lesson that we are supposed to learn? Yes, one can feed others, whatever is being offered to Krishna, and that's how one can share the mercy of the Lord. But he need not go out and give up his service to Krishna and become selfless actually, because he is degrading. He is coming down actually from the higher platform to the lower platform. Does that answer your question? If you want to add something, you can add. Feel free to add. Yes. Yes, yes. So that's how actually one gets Agyat Sukruti. That somebody who is, selflessly giving out, someday will give to some devotees, someday will give to some, temple, someday he'll give to some, service related to Krishna, and that's how he gets Agyat Sukriti, then he will progress in Krishna consciousness. Okay. Yes. Correct. Correct. Yes. That's how actually the devotee distributes actually the mercy of the Lord. So he is basically a person. See, that's what I was saying, that a devotee is cooking and offering bhoga and is eating. It is appearing to the outsider. But the devotee's consciousness is not like that. He is thinking, I am cooking the best thing actually for the Lord. And I want actually for the Lord. I want this to be offered to the Lord, not for myself. So his consciousness is not like that. But the outsider may think like that. That is the point. The devotee himself thinks that actually I want best thing to offer to the Lord and the devotees. I want best bhoga. Like here you see now the garlands. So previously we were getting garlands actually, and we were having difficulty in arranging the flowers and all. But then we spoke to one florist. He said, no, we will charge 20,000 rupees per month. You know, just to get the garlands every day actually. So we arranged. We were paying him. Initially, he gave good garlands, but then eventually, he decreased the quality of the garlands actually. But then, Sumedha Sridharpu, Harini Mataji, Prananpu, we were all feeling that actually, the garlands are not good actually that are offered to the deities. So I requested Mataji that you all come together and make garlands here, and we got flowers also. 2 3 days we could we made, but then that was also not coming properly because devotees are not professionally trained yet to make good garlands. But then Harini Mataji came actually, and Sumesh Sedabu came. They said actually they have a lady in front of their house who can make very nice garlands, and she is ready to supply in the same almost same price, little more 2 3 thousand rupees extra, but very nice garlands, that to size of the deities, and with multiple color flowers and all fresh flowers, not gone case flowers actually. So then that the other day, just before Gaur Purnima, actually they came, and I was speaking to them, and I was very happy actually. So Harini Mataji was convincing that other lady that please make deities garlands and all. She said, okay, I'll make. Then Pranam was bargaining actually the things actually, that how much to put and how much to pay and all. So he said me that they are ready not less than 22 or 21.5 or something like that. I said, okay, no problem. For the lordships, we'll do it. So now you see, the garlands that are offered actually are so nice, with multicolors, and the flowers are also so fresh, and the deities are also looking very happy and blissful actually. To have very nice, garlands. So this is how actually the devotee serves. So he's not acting. See, Sumesh Sedarpu, Harini Mata, they are sitting in their house, but they are thinking about the Lord here. Correct, no? So they are offering very nice, garlands to their Gaunitai deities. They have Gaunitai deities. The other day we saw two pairs of Gaunitai deities were there, right? The other deity, were belonging to them. So they are there in their house, but they are thinking actually about the Lord. So while offering garlands to their deity, they are thinking about the Lord here. That how the Lord can be served here very nicely. So to the outsider, it may appear that actually, they are having nice flowers and this, that, and all. But actually, all it is meant for whom? The Lord, Krishna. That's how actually the devotee thinks. He never wants for himself. He wants actually everything for the Lord and other devotees. Actually, the other devotees should be served in best way. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki